Hello, this is Asian America, the leading public television program dedicated to Asian issues, syndicated by PBS. I'm David Ross, the senior editor for international news at BusinessWeek magazine. In today's program, we're talking about US-Taiwan trade and the progress the two countries are making toward a free trade agreement. Here with me, I have Mr. John Deng, who's the deputy representative at the Taipei Economic and Cultural Representative Office in Washington, which means he's Taiwan's #2 diplomat in the United States. He's also a 4-year veteran of Taiwan's delegation to the World Trade Organization in Geneva. And over here I have Terry Cooke, who's a senior fellow at the Foreign Policy Research Institute in Philadelphia. He's also founder of GC3 Strategy, an investment company focused on India and China. And he also spent 15 years as a commercial counselor in the U.S. Foreign Service, mostly in Asia. Gentlemen, I'd like to start by just kind of discussing the importance of the U.S.-Taiwan trade relationship. Terry, can you just give us a bit of background?
Well, Taiwan has been competing above its weight class in global markets for half a century. At a time that China, because of its political change in the 50s, was withdrawing from global markets, Taiwan was very much engaged, particularly with Japan. And then in the 80s, after the transfer of some important patents from RCA, IBM, and others, Taiwan became a central technology partner to the United States and as well as Japanese and European companies.
So what does this mean for U.S. business?
Well, nowadays, 8% of the laptop and notebook computers made anywhere in the world under any brand, Hewlett-Packard, Dell, Philips, Fujitsu, whatever, are manufactured by Taiwan technology partner companies whose names are not well known because they manufacture for the brand names in those advanced markets.
Okay. John, can you tell us a little bit about how big the trade is between the two countries?
Yes. Thank you, David. The trade number in 2005, which is approximately 60 billion US dollar. We buy about 22 billion from United States, and we sell to United States about 35 billion US dollar. We are the 8th largest US trading partner. And Taiwan is the 5th largest market for U.S. farm products.
Okay. So what are the steps that need to be taken to get to a free trade agreement, Terry?
It's a quite disciplined bureaucratic process. There are 4 major steps. The first step is that Congress needs to grant trade promotion authority to the president and the executive branch. Then when the executive branch intends to enter into negotiations with a trade partner, there's a formal notification process to Congress 90 days in advance of the negotiations. Then there are the technical negotiations between the two countries to iron out and resolve any outstanding issues that either side might have. And then there's a public notification and ratification process that the congressional branch handles.
Okay. And where do we stand along that timeline at this point?
Well, we have not at this point entered into any formal negotiation with Taiwan.
We're flirting. Okay. And why is a free trade agreement important to Taiwan? What does Taiwan want to get out of it?
Traditionally, United States has been a very important economic and trading partner of Taiwan. And we think an FTA with Taiwan will help Taiwan to have a stronger relation. And then to United States, U.S. can benefit more from this FTA relation. So that's why we are behind these efforts.
Okay, and does Taiwan already have FTAs with other countries?
We do. We have FTA with Panama, Guatemala, and Nicaragua. Okay. And we are working with some other Central America countries.
Okay, but obviously a U.S. FTA would be of slightly a greater importance, I suspect.
Much more important because of the size of the U.S. economy, of course.
Okay. Terry, what are the barriers to trade between the two countries now? Are there obviously there's a lot of trade. Why do we need this thing? Where do the barriers stand?
Well, Taiwan is a very nimble player in global markets, and the standard is one that is evolving. Over the years, we've had lower level talks with Taiwan going back to 1998 under a process called the Trade Investment Framework Agreement. And we've resolved many of the minor trade issues in various areas. Right now, really the central point is one about intellectual property rights. And that reflects the fact that the world has gotten to be a very sophisticated place with biotechnology and in information technology. The sensitivity of patent treatments is all at a very, very high standard. Taiwan has been making progress during years, but there are still some outstanding issues in that area.
Okay. And what level do what are the tariffs generally? At what level do tariffs stand?
Tariffs are generally very low or non-existent with Taiwan. There are a few areas where a free trade agreement would bring some direct benefit to U.S. exporters, principally in the automotive sector. There's some farm product barriers, pharmaceutical. There are always issues in that particular sector. Financial services, but the barrier that needs to be surmounted is not a huge barrier. It's something that should be within the power of both countries to resolve with will.
Okay. And so those are some of the winners: autos, pharma, agricultural. Who might lose, either in the U.S. or in Taiwan?
In Taiwan, of course, our agricultural sector is rather weak comparatively. So certainly we will see a situation where U.S. will be able to ship more farm products to Taiwan. So our farmers may need to adjust. So they will be the one who will get negatively impacted.
Now, but autos also, if U.S. car makers are gaining, somebody's losing. Is there much of a domestic auto industry in Taiwan?
We do have a. However, we always consider this liberalization process which can increase the competitiveness of an industry. So we welcome this competition from foreign companies, of course, including from United States. So that'll be fine with us. We think that will be healthy competition.
Okay.